Welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels, where, as you know, I'm going to show you how to make delicious meals on a budget using a simple butane stove. Now, some of you have been asking me to do a vegetarian or a vegan meal. So today I'm going to do vegan tacos. Now, one of the things about replacing meat in a dish is the texture. It's hard to capture the texture of meat. So I was wondering, what could I do that would capture the texture of meat? And I saw someone, I can't remember what it was on, but they were working with chickpeas. Garbanzo beans are chickpeas, and they have a nice grainy kind of texture. Also, I like portobello mushrooms, but they can be a little bit expensive. So I'm just going to use these sliced mushrooms that are drained. And mushrooms have a nice meaty texture. So I think the combination of the garbanzo beans and the mushrooms is going to be a good substitute. But as I always tell you, seasoning makes all the difference. So we're going to take, well, let me tell you what we're going to use. I'm going to use the chickpeas as the meat substitute along with the mushrooms. I'm also going to garnish it with some avocado guacamole. And then I'm going to put some mild salsa that's chunky on it. And then also, I know a lot of times you have cabbage or lettuce. I prefer the cabbage. Often this is used with fish tacos, but I like this cabbage with regular tacos. So I'm going to try it today with this vegetarian tacos and see how it turns out. So also you're going to need some garlic and some onion powder and some garlic powder if you like, and some taco seasoning. Now, I often make my own taco seasoning, but today I'm going to just be using this because the title of this is Easy Vegan. So this is just a few minutes. And then, of course, some fresh cut limes to garnish it with and to squeeze over. So let's get started. And first thing we're going to do is I'm going to heat up a few of these tortillas. I like the corn tortillas. You can use whatever kind you like, but I do like the corn tortillas. So I'm going to heat some up in just a little bit of oil, and I put a little bit of onion powder in my oil just to season it, but not too much oil, just a little bit. We're going to heat these up, and I'm going to turn this gas on here, and we're going to heat these up and get these just kind of a little bit toasted there. Now, while those are getting heated up, I am going to take my chickpeas, which have been drained, and I'm going to mash them up. Now, since a lot of people don't have a potato masher, I'm just going to use a fork, and I'm just going to mash these up to get them kind of a little bit crumbly so that we can use this for our meat substitute. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to then season these up with the taco seasoning. As I said, sometimes I make my own, and if you're interested, I'll do a video showing you how I make my own taco seasoning. But right now, we're going to get these smashed up, and we'll come back in a minute after I get these all smashed up, okay? All right, this is how the consistency is going to be when it's all mashed. You see there's still some that aren't completely mashed in there. So, but that's going to be the texture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my pot over here. I'll do it this way so you can see. Empty this all into my pot. I'm left-handed, so this is a little bit awkward, me doing this with my right hand. But I'm going to empty this in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the mushrooms. Okay, got that. I'm going to add the 2 small cans of mushrooms. And actually, you know what? Next time, I think I'm going to leave the juice from the garbanzo beans about a cup so I don't have to add water. I think that would be a better flavoring than adding water. So when you do this, I just realized it. Keep the juice from the garbanzo beans and use that instead of water. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my taco seasoning. And when you make this homemade, it's basically chili sauce, cumin powder, paprika, various seasoned salt. But I'm going to add that whole thing into this. 1 packet. I'm going to mix that up good. And then I'm going to add about a cup or maybe a little bit less than a cup of water. But first I'm going to add you want to get this all mixed up good before you add your water. And you can, at this point, if you like, you could add kidney beans. Dump that. Oh, I got a little bit too vigorous with my stirring here. But you could add kidney beans. You could even add corn in here if you wanted. But I'm going to do it with the mushrooms and the chickpeas today. And if you're not completely vegan, where you do eat some animal products, you can put a little bit of cheese sprinkled in here. But I'm not doing that today because I'm doing it without any meat products today. Or animal products, I should say. Okay, I'm getting this good and mixed up. Now what I'm going to do is at this point, often I don't add my garlic till the end, but I want the garlic to really season and flavor this, so I'm going to add my garlic right now. About a tablespoon of garlic. I have a little more than a tablespoon in here, so I'm not going to use quite all of it. About a tablespoon of garlic here. And we're going to mix this up. Some onion powder. Yeah, to taste, about maybe a teaspoon or so, but you do what you want. And then I'm going to mix this up, and I have added some water to here, and it's about a little more than a half a cup, and I'm just going to let this simmer. I am going to let it cook down and simmer and get this all seasoned, because I want it to cook down because I don't want it really wet when it goes into the onto the taco shell or to the tortilla, because then, you know, it'll make the tortilla tear. So I'm going to just let that simmer for about maybe 10-15 minutes. Actually, you could even use a little less water, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover that up, let it simmer, and when that has kind of cooked down, that juice in there has kind of cooked down, we're going to come back. We'll make the tacos. How I'm going to build my tacos is I'm going to put some salsa on top of it. Then I'm going to put some cabbage. And then I'm going to add the guacamole. And then I'll squeeze a little lime, and we will be good to go. How simple is that? We'll be ready in a few minutes for the fun part, which is the eating. Well, Now comes to the favorite part. Look at this beautiful tray. Of course, I'm not going to eat all of them, but I am going to sample and let you know how they turn out. With a little bit of lime on it, a squeeze of lime, and take one of these, roll it up, and ooh, you can see the in here you got the chickpeas, you have the, ooh, you could add some cilantro, but I'm not that crazy about cilantro. But chickpeas, you've got the cabbage, the mushrooms, the salsa, and the guac. Oh boy. Mmm. 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 Look at that. Mmm. That is delicious. Absolutely delicious. Mmm. I have to have another bite. Mmm. I should have got a napkin. I had to excuse myself for a minute and get a napkin. That is delicious. I challenge anyone to make a meat taco that tastes better than these. Well, you asked for a vegan taco and I made it for you. If you have anything else you want me to make, just let me know and I'll do my best to make it. Well, Glowbies, we are at almost a year. Excuse me. February 13th will be my 1-year anniversary. And I don't know, I think I need to do something special for that. So stay tuned and I'll let you know what's going to happen for my 1-year anniversary. Meanwhile, Tuesday's out and about, and for this, I am going to, either this week, later in this week, or next week, I'm going to drop a video letting you know and see who I give the food to that I make every week on my show, and give you a little bit of information about them. But hit that subscribe button, and if you would, I would love for you to comment on what you think of this dish, or if you have any vegetarian dishes that you'd like to share, would you do that? I would really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and tune in again next Thursday. Tuesday for Out and About. This past Tuesday, I had a video, a really interesting couple, Bubba and Kat. So if you've missed that, go back and watch this. And next week, I'll be doing their tour. So I'll see you Thursdays cooking, Saturdays live, and Tuesdays Out and Abouts. See you later, Glowbies. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessings. Bye till next time.